Coralum, the pinnacle of Palworld technology. Royalty, luxurious, and incredibly annoying to get. Sup y'all, it's Stacks again with another one, and I'm gonna answer the burning question everyone's been asking for the last 14 seconds since clicking this video. Is it better to send all your whales from Alaska straight to the slaughterhouse? Or should you hop on your surface to water missile, grab the most depressing fishing rod you've ever seen, and salvage these things? Let's talk about it. Pause. Gotta say this right now. Thanks everybody, we hit 500 subscribers. Hey! Stick around to the end of the video for some comments about it. We'll talk. But for now, thank you all for supporting me in my experiment over here. And if you haven't subbed yet, there's a button over there. You know what to do to it. After liking the content, duh, I know I gotta earn your sub. Keep checking me out though. I appreciate you all for being here. Okay, video time again. Now there's a bunch of videos out there going over the most efficient way to gather Coralum Ore. So you're thinking, do we need another Coralum Ore video? Yes you do. Spoiler alert, salvaging is the better method. But wait, venture down this rabbit hole with me, and let me show you why butchering these whales might bring you a little closer than you think in results. Let's start with the butchering method because we'll anchor our salvaging results based on our test methods with this strategy. Also, let's quickly get two things out the way. Yes, you can use the fishing pond thingy for Coralum, and no, we're not considering this because slow. Also, yes, we can butcher pals with Splatterina out, but also no, we won't, because again, slow. So, we will be using a large-scale incubator and a large pal disassembly machine to hatch and butcher these things as fast as possible. You got two ways to do so. Either catch a male and female Whalaska from here. You can do the Ignis version here too, but it's fine. They both drop coral. Or you can breed for these. Again, either version is fine. But for the rest of the video, I'm gonna say Whalaska because ain't nobody got time to keep saying Ignis. I bet. Now, let's discuss some disclaimers as altering these will greatly affect and or skew these results. First, we're using a max of 15 pals, since this is the default maximum on Palworld. However, we will also have the incubating time set to 0, so you can hatch eggs instantly. Because let's be real, if you're breeding with default times, why are you even using this method? Can we agree? Good. Okay, also, I'm assuming you're stacked with cakes and have enough food on your base for one pal to survive without anything else functioning on the base, so we will use one maxed out Braloha, whatever, for its partner skills shown here, which reduces breeding times. The other 14 slots will be used to have 7 pairs of Whalaskas breeding, so you will obviously need 7 breeding farms on base, which means mega base! Check out this video on how mine is set up. I got 50 pals in mine, but it's still functional with a 15 pal maximum. Last, every Whalaska will have the philanthropist passive. Philanthropist passive on it. Goodness, I can't. Okay. Combine this with Braloha's ability, and you can reduce the time to lay an egg from 5 minutes to 1 minute and 26 seconds. Doing some big math means that with 7 breeding farms, and each farm holding 20 eggs, plus 1 that the pal holds, for a total of 21 eggs, times that by 7, and you're looking at 147 eggs in 30 minutes and 6 seconds. Let's just say 30 minutes, okay? Cool. Now, let's do some bigger math. Each Whalaska you butcher nets you between 2 to 3 Coralum Ore with default settings. So we're looking at a range of 294 to 441 Coralum Ore per round, each round being that 30 minutes. Now, let's defend our AFK farm to butcher fam, okay? You see, we need to employ the Uber Eats method here. We're talking about active minutes, alright? That means we're only considering the time from picking the eggs up and hatching, and then butchering the pals in our calculations. You can't make the mistake of using breeding times and effort calculations because we doing something else in that 30 minutes. Like salvaging for Coralum. I mean doing our chromite runs like I do in this video here. Ooh, shameless plug. I'm killing it. Hey. So removing the breeding timing, we're gonna say it takes roughly 20 seconds for a seasoned Palworld player to pick up the 21 eggs in a breeding farm, drop it off in 2 large-scale egg incubators, and hatch them. So for 7 farms, you're looking at about 2.5 minutes. Then butchering all 147 eggs will run you about 5 minutes due to the time for the machine to run. We're looking at about 7.5 minutes to obtain the roughly 400 Coralum Ore. Now let's compare this to 7.5 minutes of salvaging to see how much Coralum Ore we can get. For the newbies, no worries again. I got you. You're gonna need a swimming pal, like this underwater torpedo here we call Neptilus. Also, you need a fishing rod and a bunch of powerful fishing magnets. Each successful salvage uses one magnet, and you'll need 1 hexalite to craft 10 of these magnets. So just use that chromite video I made earlier to get like 4,000 chromite, make you about 900 hexalite, and make 9,000 magnets with that. That'll last you forever. You get in the water, you find the salvage spot here, and play this little mini game where you stop the line inside the green area. This gets you some Coralum Ore and also some other items. Okay, moving on. So once you're in the water, between the time to find the salvage spot, go through the fishing animation and play the mini game. We're looking somewhere between 7 and 12 seconds. So let's round it to 10 seconds for each session. In 7.5 minutes, we'll have 45 sessions total. So we're gonna use this for our calculations. Now to find out how much we earn per session, we need that data. Which brings us to the sponsor of today's video. Ha! I wish. I ain't that important. Yet. But for real, I went through some test runs to see if you need 4 maxed out Jellroys to maximize output. You do. Just put in the work and get them already, alright? Come on, y'all. Y'all know I came with the data to prove it. There you go. So what I thought was gonna happen is that with those Jellroys, I would start getting like 50 ore per hit. But what actually happened is that I consistently got more Coralum per pull. Going from an average of 10 with 1 Jellroy to 18 with 4 maxed out ones made a huge difference. So for this calculation, we will use a range of low to high that I pulled for the max Jellroys, just in case you're unlucky and end up on the lower end. Also, it's a good time to mention, please make sure you're around the Feybreak Island area when salvaging. If you start to see like 1 to 2 Coralum per pull, it's time to get closer to the island. Alright, so with a low of 10, average of 18, and high of 25 per session, we're looking at a range of 450 to 1125 Coralum, with an average of a little over 800 Coralum in the same 7.5 minutes. This is roughly twice the butchering method, so why do I say it's closer than you think? Cause I was joking, duh, obviously. Okay, hold up, I'm playing. There are several things to consider with both methods, alright? Let's say I go for a roughly 15-minute Coralum run, and that nets me about 1,600 ore, and then that's it. But the AFK butcher stays more consistent. They can net the same 1,600 in about 2.5 hours, which is 2 hours of breeding, plus 30 minutes of actual effort. If they keep coming back to their base in a more consistent manner, and do this throughout a gaming session, they could end up with more after about 3 hours. And when we do salvaging, how many times are we actually out there farming? So playstyle actually really matters here. I would suggest doing whatever method here floats your boat. Unlike for the chromite runs, for that you should just run the caves. Now I will still say and advocate for salvaging as a better method just because of the other items you can obtain. During my last Coralum run, I also got some recovery meds, revive potions, hexalite armor schematics, giant pal souls, and dog coins, among other things. All useful items in the game. Also, it goes without saying, if you spend more than 15 minutes out there salvaging, it becomes exponentially better as an option. Not to mention, when swimming in deep water, becoming overweight does not affect swim speed until you get back on land. So you can literally be out there as long as you want, then use one of these things when you're ready to stop, and drop it at your nearest guild chest at your base. Boom, ta-da! That being said, there's other ways to get all that, and if you like butchering Whalaskas, then at least for Coralum, it's actually viable. And who's stopping you from doing both methods simultaneously anyway? I am. If you're gonna go through the effort and time of doing both, just salvage, okay? The output is much better. I would only do the AFK method if you either despise the salvaging process or if you spend a majority of your time in base anyways. But butchering Whalaskas while producing half the yield is still worth it if you're consistent. Well, that's the video, folks. So before I go, I know you noticed that join button to become a member, right? Perks of hitting the 500 subscriber club. Hey, you feel me? Well, don't click it. At least not yet. I don't plan on creating any extra or exclusive content anytime soon beyond my normal vids. So as long as you keep coming and watching,
Hey, yo, chill!
Watching my videos and subscribing. Wow, really? Like I was saying, I'm just glad you're here, so continuing to watch and engage with my content is plenty. However, if you have a burning desire to support me monetarily, you can click that button. I'll be sure to shout you out at the end of my videos if you do. Anyways, thank you for indulging in my shenanigans, and I'll catch you later. Deuces.